This video is brought to you by Hit Point Press. Battle the terrible darkness that has come to the forest in the new source book, adventure campaign, and bestiary, Seeds of Decay, on Kickstarter now. And by Steamforged Games and their Epic Encounters series. Each box features a complete adventure with minis, maps, and a module. Use our link below the video to see all the Epic Encounter adventures. Hello and welcome to the Gallant Goblin. WizKids has been blowing through the levels of hell recently, bringing us lots of new Archdevil minis, and today we have 3 more to show you: Hutijin, Moloch, and Titivilus. Many thanks to WizKids for sending them to us to review. If you're playing Descent into Avernus or another campaign where the players are descending into the 9 hells, these can be a great way to expand your campaign, but of course, it's not too uncommon to see Archdevils clawing their way into the material plane, so these could be some pretty good big bads for a story you might tell in almost any setting. A quick reminder that our first issue of Queerfinder is out now. It's for Pathfinder 2nd edition and features more than 70 pages of adventures, new taverns with maps, loads of NPCs, a new in-world organization, in-character interviews. We are so proud of it. I hope you'll go check it out. But also, we recently did a redesign of one of our first adventures, I Am Your World, which is a fun module that you can play through in probably 4 to 6 hours with some really unique memory-altering mechanics and a really cool fantasy sci-fi mystery for your players to solve. The new redesign includes a brand new map of a Neogi spaceship. You can find Queerfinder at queerfinder.org and I Am Your World at the link below the video. Now let's learn more about our 3 new Archdevils. The figures are unnumbered, so let's start with the big, beefy Moloch. Moloch made a name for himself by driving the demons out of the 9 hells during their last conflict. For his efforts, he was awarded rulership over the 6th level of hell called Moloch. Moloch is one huge mountain where avalanches occur frequently. It's also the location of the 9 hells' most prominent prison and the corporate headquarters of Comcast. Moloch always craved more power, which is all well and good, until he brought in a new advisor who happened to be a night hag who encouraged him to overthrow Asmodeus, and yada yada yada, he was exiled from the 9 hells altogether. He's always trying to find some sort of scheme to get back home, but in the meantime, he's working as an assistant manager of an Arby's outside of Tempe, Arizona. His whip on the mini actually has the texture and feel of rope. He has a CR 21 stat block in Mordenkainen's Tome. A temple of Moloch features prominently in Infernal Machine Rebuild. Next we have Duke Hutijin, lieutenant to Mephistopheles, the ruler of Khania, the 8th level of hell. He travels around with 2 pit fiends, making him a force to be reckoned with among the lesser devils. Unlike most devils in the aristocracy, Hutijin seems to be quite loyal to Mephistopheles. Despite probably having enough power to overthrow him, he's never wavered in his support. He wants nothing to do with mortals though, and his boss likes to keep him close for protection, so he's not well known outside of the 9 hells. And he likes it that way. In fact, Hutijin frequently sends out assassins to get rid of anyone who learns about him. He can still be summoned, though, for devilish bargains, much to his chagrin. Since he hates every minute of it, he usually agrees to overly generous deals, but as soon as the contract is completed, he murders the summoner for daring to interrupt him while he binge watches Sailor Moon. He has a CR 21 stat block in Mordenkainen's Tome. Finally, we have Titivilus. Yes, according to Marisha Ray on D&D Beyond, it's Titivilus. This charming gentleman is the chief advisor of Lord of the 2nd Layer of Hell, Despater, who is probably the most paranoid of Hell's rulers. What Titivilus lacks in strength and girth, he more than makes up for in cunning and guile. He is an endlessly charming master negotiator with a charisma of 26. He has so artfully manipulated Despater into thinking that everyone, including Asmodeus, is out to get him, that Despater has withdrawn into isolation, leaving the day-to-day operation of Dis, the 2nd level of hell, to him, making him, functionally, the ruler of Dis. In his position, he's been known to recruit adventurers to deal with problematic other devils who pose a threat to him. His CR 16 stat block is in Mordenkainen's Tome. And here you can see the group together: Hutijin, Moloch, and Titivilus. And here you can see all the Archdevils released so far. You can see our review of Geryon in the link in the eye in the corner of your screen right now. This is another good set of minis, but it does continue the trend of pretty high prices, coming in at an MSRP of $80 like the previous set of Archdevils. Though, remember that most places do sell these for below MSRP. One thing I appreciate about this set is that each of the Archdevils here has a very interesting backstory that would make for some really good storytelling at your table. What happens when Titivilus approaches the adventuring party with a quest to turn Hutijin against his master Mephistopheles? How would Titivilus react to the upheaval that takes place in the first level of Hell at the end of Descent into Avernus? What happens to Moloch after Sharon is promoted to general manager of Arby's after all the weekends Moloch spent working the late shift to get in good with his boss Tiffany? These are all stories you can tell at your table with these minis, though you will need to contact WizKids if you want the complete Tempe, Arizona Arby's miniature collection. Icons of the Realms, Hutijin, Moloch, and Titivilus is expected to hit store shelves in April or May of 2022. Let me know what you think of them in the comments section down below. Now let me tell you about Seeds of Decay, the new Kickstarter from our friends at Hit Point Press. A crack has formed in the darkness of the always green forest, leaking rot and decay. Trees are withering and crops are failing to mature. Strange twisted creatures have been seen in the shadows. The Rot Weaver has returned. Will you save the forest from the spreading decay before it's too late? Seeds of Decay is a brand new adventure for 5e that brings you into the dark, whimsical world of the Daubers. Enjoy fully illustrated quests with unique maps, NPCs, monsters, and much more. Along with this grand adventure comes over 60 unique and scalable monsters that will tangle up every encounter, as well as new magic items, spells, races, classes, and subclasses. And if that wasn't enough, a brand new system for building contraptions and tools. Check out the Seeds of Decay Kickstarter using the link in the eye in the corner of your screen right now or in the doohickey down below. One of the best new lines of products to come out of the last few years is the Epic Encounters series from Steamforged Games. These boxes are some of the most versatile things you can buy. Each box comes with minis, maps, and an adventure book. You can use them to expand your ongoing campaign, get Lair of the Red Dragon to have a major battle with Cloth and Storm King's Thunder, get Chambers of the Serpent Folk to add some more excitement to Tomb of Annihilation. They also make great one-shots that you can run at your home or at a con or at a gaming cafe. And they make a fantastic present for the GM in your life, or that player who's looking to make their first adventure as a game master. And there are a dozen very thematic boxes to choose from. Check out Epic Encounters today at the link in the doohickey down below. And thank you for joining us today. Liking and commenting on our videos tells the mysterious YouTube algorithm that this is a good video to push out to a new audience, so thank you for that. You can find Queerfinder at queerfinder.org or at the link down below. And we have links to I Am Your World and Infernal Machine Rebuild also in that doohickey down below. We always have a ton of extra information down there, including corrections sometimes, so it's always worth checking out. And don't forget, when shopping on DM's Guild, to use our code HeraldGoblin5 to get a discount. You can always find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram as well. For now, take care, have fun, love each other, and I'll see you next time at the Gallant Goblin.